Hi everybody, welcome back to my workbench. Taking a break from some scenery on the layout. So this video will hopefully make the light of day. I'm not going into super big detail on this build, but I just want to kind of show it to you. A couple videos ago, I got back from the Timonium Train Show with this kit from Model Tech Studios. It's a background kit, so it only has 3 sides, and we'll see what we're going to do with this thing. So I started some stuff, and I'll just go over it with you real quick so you can get an idea of what I'm in for. First of all, the kit didn't come with any signage because it was on the white elephant table in a plastic bag that had been taped shut. So evidently somebody took the signage out of it before they sold it for $15, but that's okay. I'll come up with something for signage. I got billions of signs and things to make signs with, so not a biggie. It also didn't come with any of the corner trim. You see the white on the corners there? That's supposed to be a piece of strip wood. It didn't come with any strip wood. It was supposed to come with all that stuff. It came with the roof vents, and it came with windows, and it came with acetate and the walls and stuff, of course, but none of the whatever seam stock is. I have no idea. But it didn't come with that or any of this other bracing and stuff. So fortunately, in my scrap box, I came up with stuff to get these walls braced to eliminate the warping. Just random pieces of stuff I had. You can see on there. So I got it braced. This top piece gets glued straight on, and it will be covered with a decorative cornice up here at the top, you see. This is all on task board. It's got the windows. It's got some fans, which I already painted up. 2 of them with a grill that goes over top. And they go into any one of these windows that you so choose to put them in. I gave this thing a shot of primer. Then went in with a craft paint from Anita's called a Desert Sand. Painted all the trim work. These are the doors at the very bottom, which are right there. Painted them with it, all the windows. I came up with my own corner trim out of my scrap box. Painted that same color. And then these windows, I believe they're probably Tichy Trains windows. Gave them a shot of primer, painted them up as well, the same color. Now, once the wood glued on the bracing, I gave this a stain. All these wood wall pieces. Oh, got my finger stuck in that one. Gave them all a stain from Hunter Line. And it is called, if I can find it here, Driftwood. So I have numerous stains from these guys. I love Hunter Line stains. They're very nice. So that's where we are. Now, next I got to figure out what color to paint these walls. If you look at the kit, they painted theirs like a barn red or a maroon. Some kind of red. It's not really a super great picture. I don't know. I might do red. I might do something else. Maybe green would be cool. I'd come up with something for it. See, they did black, and I think I'm going to kind of copy that between the top windows and the big tall ones. They did black and then put signage over top of that. I don't even know what kind of business this will be. I'm going to kind of wing it and come up with it. So there's about 5 minutes worth of video for you. So we'll be back when we get further on down the road, and I'll show you what I did with it. KK, folks. It's Saturday. So over the past couple days since I started this little thing, I've gotten it painted, I had it stained, I had to add my own, well, make it not fall over, added my own bracing, because like I said, the kit didn't have any in it. Somebody evidently pilfered it before it ended up in my grubby little hands. So I added my own bracing, stained it, painted it. I went with green with that black stripe there. There's more of this of the bracing I had to do on the main walls. I don't know what this company manufactures, but they do manufacture something, and I called it Albert, named after one of my good friends. That's his last name. I sent him a picture, and he was laughing at me. So, anyhow, this is the section that goes between the two. Let's see this. It'll sit up in here. It's basically just one piece, and you bend it and put your windows in it. I sprayed it with a primer, but I'd have to add the roof then and glue those two together. Oh my lordy, I'm dropping everything. Okay, I better leave stuff alone before I wreck it. This is the bottom piece, like the warehouse part. Need signage yet. I gotta put some on, and a roof. Now, if we look over here at the picture of the original building, you can see this one here in red. Those walls aren't with the kit either. So I'm gonna have to make my own. Fortunately, I have this chunk where some of these parts were in. A lot of excess. All this is excess. So really all I need to do is measure it, cut it off, cut some holes for windows, do a little fiddling, sanding, etc., because it's not going to be near as precise as a laser cutter can get it. So do a little sanding and filing and making it work. Should not be a big deal. This top one here, that's the part that I folded. That one. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. Like, I don't know what the wall material is supposed to represent. So I think what I'm going to do is cover it with tar paper. I think that would look kind of cool. Either that or corrugated panels. So we'll see. When I get to it, I'll decide which looks better. So I have to put the glass in. Yeah. I put this decorative trim at the top and the cornice. I need to do a top piece that goes across the very top on all three walls. I need to get some window treatments of some kind in these smaller windows. The fans, there were two pieces. You have the fan part, then you just glue the grill over top of it. So painted it, rusted it up a little bit. Don't want it to be look too completely rusticated. But it has a little bit on it. Down here, the bottom part, that's supposed to be concrete. So it's just painted a gray at the moment, but I'm gonna go back over it and turn it into a concrete color. See if I can add a little texture to it. I'll just like that one too, so that shouldn't be hard. So all in all, the kit, it's kind of nice. I like the design. The other thing, once it's all done, you're gonna be able to see completely through it to whatever's behind it in these windows. So I'm going to put a back on it of probably just some foam core board. Just measure it, cut it, glue it onto the back. It'll make the building look like it has an interior and it's not see-through, and it'll darken the whole thing. And I may, once I get it done and look at it in the light, I may have to go on the inside and paint the inside walls like a dark gray or black, just so it darkens the whole interior. Don't know. We'll see when we get to that too. So, other than that, that's about where we're at. It's kind of a cool little kit. The other part, once I have a back on here and a back on here, you'll still have this open space in the middle, where that is, and then you have this part underneath. So you're gonna have this wide open space, and it's gonna go like right into my backdrop. So that will be, that would look kind of weird, just to see a blue sky that low to the ground, and it wouldn't suffice. So I'll probably put a flat of some kind of brick building behind it to kind of hide it up. Maybe something like that to make it look like there's another building yet behind it, and it won't look so wonky with the sky in the backdrop there. So, okay, well, that's it. I'm going to get back to this probably on Sunday, tomorrow. So just figured I'd pop down here and clean up a few things. I got a couple of places I got to go today, so I probably won't get to do anything on it. But Sundays are always a good day. So thanks, guys, and I'll put this on a pause, and the next time, or the next clip that'll come in will be on Sunday. Sunday fun day, beautiful day outside. I was outside most of the day, but got a little done down here this evening. Maybe we'll get this finished up Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. Let's see what I do. Oh, I put glass in the windows. Yep, there's glass. I know it's probably hard to see on the phone, but there's glass in there. Added some shades in these top windows. Glass and a shade in that one. Covered this with just cut out squares of construction paper for the moment. Put glass in those and some shades. Painted the roof. I'll have to weather that up. We'll have to paint this construction paper, because right now it looks like construction paper. And we want it to look like tar paper, so we got to paint that. Concrete paint color done on the bottom. And that will need some washes and some weathering and stuff to make it look more concrete-y. All right, this I had to fabricate out of a scrap piece of clapboard. So I measured out the openings for the down in the back for the windows. So measured out the center point of the middle one, then worked out from that way. Cut them out, very light passes with a X-Acto blade. So finally I could get through it. They might need a little trimming up. This one, I don't know. Or not the most perfect cut ever. Yeah, that'll fit in there just fine. The other ones, this fits. That fits with a little bit of force. Same with, boy, my focusing is terrible. Don't worry, folks, it's not your eyes, it's just me. All right, got that in there. So I'm going to have to brace this, stain it, paint it. I'll probably put the roof on it once it's secured and glued in between these two buildings. So this one will go there. This one will fit up there. And this one will fit in there in between. So that's what we got done. Once we get that all secured, we got to do the roof. Got to do more weathering. Got to do the roofs on the top here. I have the detail parts sitting over here that are primered. Got to paint those. chimneys and vents and stuff. More land there. So that's where we're at. Catch you on the next frame. Just another manic Monday. Alrighty, I don't know. Let's see, I forget kind of where we left off yesterday. But went ahead and got some of the vents on. I got the roofs on. Did kind of a rolled roofing on top. These are the roofs that actually came with the kit. These two on that building. I put the 1928 on there as like the year it was built. Put on siding on this little walkway. Went with, what do you call this stuff? Corrugated roofing. Yeah, that's it. On this part, I went ahead and I put a back made out of foam core on the back of this, and also on that one and that one. This one doesn't really need it because it already has a back. This one doesn't have a back, but it doesn't really need it because you can't see through solid doors. So don't need to worry about that. So this darn thing's about ready to glue together. This one will go at the top. This one there in the middle somewhere. This is the one I scratch built. Didn't worry about the sides because who cares? You're not going to see it when it's pressed up against the wall of the tall building. Got the windows in, put shades in the glass. So that's that. Let me show you the three colors I used. Basic colors. The trim in the doors is this one called Desert Sand from Anita's. The green on the tall buildings is called Light Avocado from Deco Art. There's another Deco Art. This is for the two smaller buildings, the bottom one and that one, the one I scratch built. It's called Winter Blue. So those are the three main colors. The corrugated pieces are just pieces out of my scrap box. The roof's on top up here, out of my scrap box. I put the ridge cap on too. So, all right, well, that's where it is. I'm going to get this glued together and use some weights and stuff to kind of hold it all while the glue dries. And then in the meantime, pick out a bunch of signs out of my sign stash to put down around here on the bottom on this concrete. That was done with washes, well, it was with Cocoon Art Minds Cocoon color, chalk paint. And I used some washes on it and some weathering powders just to help make it look more concretey. Alrighty, so there we are with that. Let me find some signs, put this together first, glue it. We're almost at the end. Waiting on some glue to dry, but that's how it goes together. Got some signage cut out, some advertising signs. I got trim up, sand down, and place around the building here and there. Took this and just glued it to a piece of cardboard. So that'll fit down behind there. Doesn't have to be this. I don't know how well you can see it. Maybe not too well in this light. Try to get in there some. But it'll look like there's something behind it instead of just open space up against a blue or a sky backdrop. That would look awful strange. So whether I use this one or not, I have some other ones I got to do. They'll just be glued up against the backdrop and in certain spots. So this one fits well, so I'll probably end up using that. But that's where we are for now. So be back with you shortly. Well, I'm going to call this finito. Added some signs on there. On this side, I've never had an orange drink called Squeeze, but I guess maybe it was popular at one point. Concrete weathered up some, made it look a little better. The door's a little weathered up. Little Warbone sign. What we got here? Levi's and Seal brand. Chase and Sanborn coffee. What the heck? All right. A little roof detail done. Not much to it other than this. I think it looks pretty good. Stick this sign behind there. Can't see through. Now the sides, it has this piece of foam core on the back here. Depending on what building is going to be up against it or near it, you might not be able to see it. If it's in its final position, that looks like that was going to be visible. I just don't know yet, so I'm not going to mess with it. Why do extra work if I don't have to? But if it does look like it's going to be visible, I'm going to have to rectify this blackness one way or another. But we got other things to do. So, well, appreciate you coming along. This was, again, Model Tech Studios, a partial kit. Probably 80% of the kit I had. The other 20% I had to make. That's about it, yeah. I'm going to go stick it on the layout just somewhere randomly and see how it looks. So I'll just toss it there for the heck of it. Don't know if it's going to end up there permanently or not. I went to put the, just kind of lean the back part, the fake back part up on it, and it slipped down behind my backdrop and went down on the floor somewhere. So, it's not in this video. I don't feel like getting down to go get it. But anyhow, yeah, that black part on the edge there, that could be hidden maybe with a tall tree, or I'll just have to paint it up and make it look somewhat okay. So there we are, just hanging out, sitting there. Not too bad. It was a fun kit. Never done one of these guys' kits before, so first time for everything. They seem to be pretty nice, so I mean, almost makes me want to try one that has all the pieces in it and see what they're all about, because I've never ever done one from Model Tech Studios until this build. So folks, there you are with that. Now let me divulge off topic just for a minute. I'm gonna pan around here. Had a question from a viewer. I responded, but I don't know if he saw it or not. Let's get back over here. This is where we were doing that super detailing scenery stuff last video. He had a question based on all the different scenic materials I use and spraying stuff everywhere, how it doesn't affect the track at all, and I guess electrical pickup and messing with my DCC system. The short answer is I don't really spray anything on here that's going to mess up my track. The only thing I spray actually on the layout will be wet water and dish detergent, and that does not hurt anything. Occasionally I could get diluted glue up over the rail. Not a big deal. I don't spray it. I just use an eyedropper or a little squeeze bottle. So, I mean, that happens, and then just wipe it off. I clean my track rail heads with odorless mineral spirits or alcohol, usually mineral spirits. So, I mean, I painted the track, of course. It was spray painted first. Of course, paint was all over top of the rails, and I just wiped it off before it had a chance to dry. And I really don't do anything. I guess he saw my hairspray and thought I was spraying that on the track. And everybody always says you should like cover your track when you're ready to do scenery work and stuff. I usually don't bother unless I'm dealing with drippy plaster. I don't want that on the track, so I will cover it up. But if you use like painter's tape or masking tape over top of the track and then do your scenery work and then you peel it up, you still have that residue from the adhesive on the back of the tape that's on top of your rails. So you have to clean them anyhow. So just wanted to let the guy know, never fear, I don't ruin anything electrically by doing scenery work the way I do it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for coming along on this particular ride. Glad to have everybody. Thanks to all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're like 860 something like that. It'd be cool to hit 1,000. Who knows? Maybe one of these days. But again, thanks again. If you have any questions, comments, drop them below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we will see you for the next project.